Dan Williams here. Hopefully, you're doing well today. Wanted to share with you an article on Fortune magazine. I've been doing highlighting these on Monday mornings. But what was interesting about this one is a different take or a different perspective that impacts the supply and demand issue. As you know, I'm hammer on that supply and demand. We have not enough supply. I don't care what mortgage rates are. We just don't have enough supply. There is way more demand than supply. But this is interesting from a builder's perspective, and they talk about high mortgage rates in the headlines, but that's only a piece of this. It's a little bit deceptive headline. Um, let's start out here. We've talked about this in the past. Currently, we're short 3 to 6 million homes to meet demand. It's a staggering amount of undersupply, and it's not going to change. I've talked about in the past that I don't think it changes in the next 10 years. But here is talking about from the perspective of the builder. Um, this Ryan Hoover from Creed Civil Engineering talks about high mortgage rate and an uncertain job market. I think that's part of it. But then this last piece, material costs are rising, and there's a very good possibility that the cost of lumber is really going to go up again. There's some tariff discussions. So the other piece is there's less land available, and we know that, right? Land is limited. We're not building more land, so to speak. So they really believe, they being the builders, that because of this lack of demand as they see it, which I disagree with, but more so the increase in labor cost and increase of their borrowing costs, not the mortgage rates, but the commercial financing rates. Um, so that's going to put a damper on building. And this one was interesting. I had no idea that multi unit apartments, small apartment complexes, that kind of construction is down 20% in March and 43% from the previous year. So, once again, there's less overall supply for housing, whether it's in the rental market or the purchase market. And that's just going to really push prices higher and higher. Um, so you can see here, falling construction numbers will both have a long and short term effects on the housing market. I really believe this to be the case. So what's the takeaway? What's the action item here? I think if you or somebody that you know is interested in buying a home, this is a good time. And when I say good time, imagine rates do come down. More people do want to buy, which will happen. I don't know when, but it will happen. So what will happen? Demand goes up exponentially, and the supply is just not going to be there. So the other issue, which is kind of interesting, the slowing construction means there's less people working construction jobs. So here's my takeaway. If you're thinking about buying a home, like I said, let's evaluate it now. If you have a friend who may need to buy a home or is looking to relocate, let's talk about it because I just don't see it getting better. Thanks. Have a great day. And I'm here if you need anything. Dan Williams, certified reverse mortgage professional and certified liability analyst. Two of my titles or two of my designations that I'm proud of. And I'm here to help in any way that I can.